Troops Reilly's Gaff is recorded in Strangers Barbers down at 80 Kent Street in the Bars. Come down, get yourself a wee chop. Cheers.
Cause I was sitting in my court cell patiently waiting. Will I get bail or will I get taken? I guess it's taken, he took me from the team. Now I'm joking for a bit of a bucket, joking for a bit of a because it can be no place me. You gotta be crazy, about half I got my tonic sitting out there, Jamie. Out there, Jamie. What a council boys. Bit of my boy, your TV now big enough and that fucking noise. Yes, yes, true, counting, true, coming at you. Rocking up in Mikey G, my boy, hold on tight.
I've just remembered we were up Peasy and see a mad boy that's...
Where's that, Peasy?
Peters Hill Park.
Up at the football pitches?
Aye. I know, I'm just saying Peasy as if it's been known in the world, but I
know where it is because I ended up in school up at Springburn.
Oh, did you, aye? What, in North Glasgow College? Or something?
The one. Fucking Springburn Academy. I got papped out my fucking secondary.
Did you actually?
I got papped out because I got caught with a bat with fucking... with a bakey bat with fucking nails in it. Mate, my pal would fucking go at me, man, because I was going away to...
Birthday present?
Something like that, mate. I was going away to fucking... my pal Mikey. I was going away to England and fucking my dad was moving me to Glasgow and then fucking he was like, yeah, take this, bro. And then fucking...
you need it.
The last days of school or something, mate, I got caught with it, man. Papped out of school, man.
Oh, and you got sent to Springburn Academy. See, to be fair, if you're cutting about with bakey bats with nails in them, that's the place to go, mate. I went to All Saints, mate. We were a bit more like the Springburn Academy. That was
that the nuts place?
Aye, mate.
See, to be fair, it was either All Saints or Springburn because my dad moved up there at that time, but fuck it, it was.
Maybe if the nails weren't in it, you'd have got away with it. Maybe the nails were like, no what? Just a baseball bat.
Funny, I know. See, come in, can't see that same school, mate. My pal made that bakey bat in techie, and then the teacher's like, well, you think I'm going to let you walk out of that and cut it in half? And I was like, mate, that's still that cosh, mate. It's a pure flat-headed caution, mate. You can
even work. It's made the baton, mate.
It's going to be a... Aye, defo. You can give you a cave somebody's skull in, mate. I was like, no chance.
Playing for the Calvin Mets, bro.
Aye, I started. I
don't even know, mate.
Fully rolling on, mate.
Aye, mate, what about... Did you watch that Usyk fight last night?
Oh, man.
What'd you think? Did you think right decision?
I think right man won. I don't know, man. Do you know what I think, right? Obviously, I'm a Fury. I like Fury, man. But obviously, the way I was scoring that, I had Fury up with 1 point, right? But and then
after the ninth, but
no, when it got to the 10th. When it got to the 10th, I thought it was equal. I did think it was equal. I thought next person, but I thought Fury won it with 1 point, right? But mate, see the thing is, right? See on both scorecards, it was 1-14-1. No, it was 1-14-1-13. And obviously 13 for Fury, so obviously that point would have been a deduction for a draw, so it was most likely got to be a draw.
I thought it was going to be I thought they would have just...
When it's 1-14, it's 1-14-1-14. But obviously the point deduction, man, him getting flared.
Aye.
I was...
Mate,
did that count as a knockdown?
Aye, well, because he got a standing count, didn't it?
So mate, it was fucking like jelly, mate. I was screaming, man. I was like, what are you doing, you stupid cunt? Mate, I was screaming at the telly. I was going, man up, mate.
He was so good, I know. I see the first league.
I know, mate. I know. It's for the second round till like the 8th. He was just heavy potting him, man.
I know.
Just heavy body blowing him, doing all this. Not a hands behind his back, man.
It looked like he was finding, like, the first couple of rounds, Usyk was just like, couldn't figure him out, and then maybe for the third, Fury was just, you could see him, he was just like, I've got this cunt, but Usyk just doesn't go away,
it's
man.
So good,
fucking
mate.
Bastards, man. I thought he was going to win, man. I was fuming.
I was glad it wasn't a draw, man, because I was thinking at the end, I was like, this is obviously a draw. And not that way, because I like Fury and all, I also like Usyk, but I think he's some boy.
Yeah, he's some boy.
I'm very feel. That shit, mate, I made me laugh so well.
But man, there's got to be a rematch, but it's not got to be undisputed. It's got to be fucking... For the three, just for the free, for the unified, sorry, no for the free.
That still could go either way. That I think, like, it was so even, mate, and I don't know.
I genuinely think, see a young, strong bull, a heavyweight, I think they beat him, man.
Who, Usyk?
I really do, man. I think they do. I do.
What about Mad Parker, mate?
But see, the thing is, man, you can't take anything away from that Usyk, mate. See, he'd be undisputed at cruiserweight, and then he'd be undisputed at heavyweight, mate. He's a fucking genius.
Mate, the size difference, I know. He's a small heavyweight.
See, when he used to, like, he'd just be all smacks you a bit, man. I was like, yeah, couldn't you, man?
He never stops moving, I know, mate.
He's got that Eastern European style, man, where they're always on their toes in and back and forth, man.
The actual look quite pure, like, because you wouldn't expect that for, like, no, usually Eastern European sports, it's pure, like, slow and, like, hanging at, like, with boxing, they're deadly quick with their punches.
It's that Soviet style. Most of that full region, they basically all, but most of them box the same. Do you know what I mean? For that Soviet style.
Even like Lomachenko, you watch him, it's all a footwork, mate. Like, his dad, he was getting into boxing, his dad took him out of boxing and made him do, like, Ukrainian dancing for like 3 or 4 years just to get his footwork to be like top tier.
Yeah, I love when you hear that about athletes, like seeing you hear about like Ibrahimovic like doing karate and all that, or like Tai Chi and all that, and you're like, so his body's over. How does he overhead kicks?
Mate, it's like Hikati, doesn't he, like bend there in the huddle? No, he just stands up because he does mad things. He does mad things for his balance and that before the game. He's always pure.
Mate, sometimes see him on Sky Sports and he's like, didn't
it must be something, but
centre in his vision or something. Mate. I want to get into it. Like, I want to be like, I was actually thinking about that and all. Like before we come in here, I want to start stretching and all that, getting like
get yoga man,
getting the Tai Chi right and all that.
I think we'd be better off for it.
I also want to start celebrating as well.
Celebrating what?
Like, just know how like football players get to celebrate when they do something good, like when they score a goal. That I want to like if we have a good podcast, just stand up like that, mate. The old Rashford or something, mate. Stand up in front of the camera.
We should do celebrations after we finish our podcast.
Just turn around on the spot.
That'd be funny, man. But Oakzy B, thank you for coming on, mate. I'm so happy you came on. Since day one, it's been like someday that anytime we put it up, it's like, who do you want to see on? Who do you want to see on? It's always Oakzy B, mate. Class. So I'm glad, a proper Glasgow icon, mate. I was saying to the boys before you came in, like, see the tunes like, see like Free Oakland.
Aye, mate.
And that,
classics,
mate, they are like, that is like, see when they play, I can just feel myself in a gaff after taking like far too much gear, just sitting like that. And somebody's pure relentlessly playing that. I'm like, fuck me, man. But like, it's amazing, mate. It's like a soundtrack.
Do you know what it's also like, you know? See, like, now when you hear like heavy, big, well-known songs, you hear it for like a half a second and you know what it is, know what I mean?
When you hear that, mate. See when somebody else starts MCing on, you're like, nah, that's not a one.
It's pure jarring, mate. You're like, oh, what? No, that's not right.
But mate, we're in the place, I'm guessing it started for you, Carlton.
Aye, definitely. Right here in the bars.
Right here, bomb in the market.
Bomb in a bar, mate.
No, but so did you grow up here for a young age, aye?
Sorry. I grew up around about here, basically around about Carlton. I'd stayed in Brigton at some point. I know when I was younger, my dad stayed in Arcadia Street, White Scheme, and then I stayed in Abercrombie Street, I know. So I've stayed about here. I've always stayed, even when I was a wee guy, I stayed in Gallagher Flats at one point. You know what I mean? I stayed in Duke Street at one point. So it's like when I was a wee guy, I moved about quite a lot. It's only when we settled at, I think it was Abercrombie Street we settled. And then that's how I ended up getting about here.
Aye, me and all the boys for Carlton.
Aye, man, it's a crazy place, man.
Aye. So it's like, obviously, see when your tunes were like starting to come about and people were hearing for them, and that you were still at that time running about.
Aye, bro, that was the easiest time, I think, for me, for making music anyway, because it was like we were just doing it. We had something would happen, and then that Thursday I'd be like, I need to put that into one of my lyrics. Because come Friday, because when we started MCing, come Friday, the whole point in game is I want to have enough lyrics to be at the Jamie on the Friday when the boombox is out, and I want everybody to hear it. Do you know what I mean? So everybody would be usually on a Thursday, me, Alan, Tiny, whoever else would at the time. There was a few other people, but we'd be writing lyrics or something would happen during the week, like a fight or craziness or some madness would happen. And then I'd put it in the lyric, and then I'd come and then I'd write it, and I'd kind of like, I'd say somebody's name, I'd name drop somebody, and I'd be like, yeah, somebody's there, I know, and feel going up on that. So it was like, that reaction, man, was just, it was like, for me, I was like, well, this is nuts, man. This is nuts. I wonder how far it could get. But at the same time, it's like things were going on in the Calton and things were going on in fucking in the scheme where you're trying to do music, but you're trying to do music just for your pals. Don't get me wrong, but the police are always involved. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good writing about the stuff, but the stuff you're writing about is actually happening. Do you know what I mean?
You're almost like grassing on yourself.
Basically, it's like fucking.
That's how that MF Doom tune, rap snitches. It's like telling all their business now.
I know it's a catch-22 basically, because obviously gaining a wee bit of popularity for fucking the music, this and that. But obviously at the same time when we guys were getting stopped, because mate, seeing the Calton, obviously everybody's lived the same life in Glasgow. Basically, do you know what I mean? It's like. Police would stop and search you every cut out, not even every cut out, every hour or so. Do you know what I mean? Your name would always be getting written in that book. So it's like, your name would always be getting written in that book. So they'd stop you and they'd be like, oh, heard your new tune and all that. He's all chasing a comeback. And I was like, what you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about. He was like, man, big Ned thingies, man. And I'm like, oh no, man, these kids are right on there, man.
Wait, so see when you first started, like, so I'm guessing, were you listening to like MCing and that before you started going like, I'm going to just fuck about with this and just try it?
Nah, mate, I've been writing lyrics forever.
Aye?
I've been writing lyrics forever, man. Like, I've been writing lyrics since I was 6.
Really?
6-year-old, 6, 7. No joke. Since I was 6. I thought I was 7, but my dad says I was 6. You know what I mean? He says he used to find all these fucking writing bits of paper about the house fucking the pure terrible handwriting. The pure terrible handwriting bits of paper. So I was 6 when I started writing lyrics. So it's like for me, it was 50 Cent and fucking Snoop Dogg, Eminem, all that type of rappers. Like my ma was always listening to Tupac, Biggie. She always had that shit constantly bumping in the house. So it was like watching them on the telly, watching all the music videos. I was like, I want to be that. I want to be that, and there's nothing else I want to be. Do you know what I mean?
Right for the start.
For the start, there's nothing else I want to be. So then I was like, my dad, how can I be that? And he's like, he's just like, I can't help you. You need like lyrics. I physically can't help you. Do you know what I mean?
How did I do that? Apprenticeship or something?
I remember him just getting me like paper and a pen. And it was like, that's as far as it goes.
This is as far as I can help you.
You know what I mean? So it was like, but obviously, it was like, you want me to get you in a sport? I'll get you in a sport. But obviously, I started writing lyrics, always writing lyrics when I was a wee guy. Never ever done anything with them till I got to secondary. I was in St Mungo's, just up the road in Calton, till I got to secondary, and then I was always kicking about the Calton, talking to Tiny and stuff, but I never really kicked about with him as much, you know what I mean?
Right, aye.
And then once we were in school, I think we were in the same class. We were in the same class in school, and obviously my school job was just always full with lyrics, mate. Mate, I swear to God. So
teachers reading it like, what?
Send him a cold
So fucking me and Tiny. So me and Tiny obviously got to talk. Don't get me wrong, we had the same friend group. Like Maesters were starting to like kick about each other. We weren't really hanging about Calton as much. Maesters like Crowny pitches, like Crown Point. So we were always kicking about there. So we started talking more, and I was like, "What you doing there?" And he was like, "Oh, because he kept repeating. I was like, "What you doing there?" I think it was in class. I think it was maths. And he was like, writing lyrics. And I was like, for what? And he was like, MCs. And I was like, aye, right. And I ended up sitting next to him. And then obviously he was writing lyrics, and I was showing him some of my lyrics. And then we were like, oh, click. So through that, we just clicked. And obviously at this time, our friend group was basically forming anyway. We all started doing about each other. Everybody all knew each other, Tiny and that all knew each other. We've all knew each other, but it was school that basically jammed us all together.
Aye, because you were all with each other and forced to be with each other.
Basically. But so me and Tiny, we basically started writing lyrics together, and then one day he dropped a tune, an MC tune called Motivated, and this is back in the day, that's before SoundCloud, that's like maybe first or second year. I remember, I'm so motivated, me and my friends are fucking hated, fuck it, I just don't care, Lacoste tracks is what I wear. I remember he dropped it, and he had a mic, just a mic like this, and they recorded it in his gaff, and it was like Bluetooth days and everything, had Nokias in it, nobody really had iPhones at this point. And mate, he sent it a bit, but at this point I was recording raps and that, don't get me wrong, but like he just had that on Bluetooth, but I remember like at the end of the week, every cunt had that in school. This is ages ago. Do you know what I mean? It's like Bluetooth in each other, and I'm like, wow, this is fucking. Everybody's talking about this. You know what I mean? And I was like, right. I remember thinking, right, I'm getting into this. And don't get me, it was probably Tiny that made me spur on to start doing MCs, because it was at that point everybody's music taste started to kind of change. Like we were like starting to wear more Lacoste, you know what I mean? We always used to wear like fucking Nike trackies, stuff like that. Don't get me, look nerdy, but not really as, man. But as we started changing, like getting into our teens, proper teens, started to wear like Lacoste trackies and shit, and the music stopped being more, because we were always listening to hip hop. Most of my pals, you know what I mean, rap music, like NWA and shit, and then started getting more and more into MCs, and then we realised we've got our own man, we've got Tiny there, do you know what I mean? And I was like, nah, this is where it's gone, do you know what I mean? So obviously, we don't get me wrong, when I listened to MCs at the time, we still listened to Rapid, and obviously at the time other MCs for other schemes were starting to do it, and I'm like, they're no better than me. Obviously, Blackberries were coming out and this a wee bit a year later. And I was like, they're no better than me. These guys are no better than me. I've been writing since I was 6. I'm better than you. Do you know what I mean? So obviously, MCs like for all different schemes. So that's when we just put pen to paper, started writing. And then we started writing for like, because we used to like put wee videos on Facebook. We started writing to like the MCs for each other. And then for MCing for each other, the videos would go viral. But at the time, viral to us was like 300 likes. Do you know what I mean? No,
just
Facebook,
300 likes on Facebook. You're on Facebook. That's big time.
I'm telling you, bro.
Today's currency, that's about 1,500.
Easy.
Bro, I'm telling you. So we thought we were something. Then these youth workers came and got us, man. They kept bumping into us like every day. And going, how can you always be here for like 4, 5, 6 wheels on the trot, just MCing, passing that mic about? And I was like, fuck, what else did they? You know what I mean? Literally, and they just like, nah, we need to do something with you, obviously. So they ended up taking us to the studio. Next thing you know, I went to jail. So I didn't even go to the studio. I didn't even go to the fucking studio.
You got to the studio and you end up in the jail, mate.
The day the studio got booked, I got to jail and fucking like 2 days before that, and then that was my first remand in Pullman, man. Fucking raging.
Tell us about Pullman, mate, because I think, and you can bleep these names by the way, I think when I was at school at this time, and I remember it was a pure free Oakland and that, like all the tunes were out, so people knew you were in the jail. But I'm sure you were in with 2 people I know, right?
I was in the fucking hole. I was a good kid, I was in the hole. Mate, do you know what happened? At that time, literally, I'd done my first, was it my first week remand? I'd done my first week remand, and I wrote that sitting in my court cell lyric, and then I was chiseled, and I ended up back in there. I ended up back in there for like a proper, they gave me a fully committal 5 month. And no, 4 month fully committal it was, man, and I was, I was fuming because the studio was coming up. And then obviously I get to jail, I go straight to Pullman again, and then because I'd been in the first time for the week remand, obviously they give me a week remand again, but my lawyer's like, you're definitely not getting it this time, like, fuck this time. So then I was like, right, cool. So I get in. First thing, it was like, you're crammed on this wee bus. Obviously, I know about the bus journey, fucking back and forth for court, because I'd been in the system at the point. I just hadn't been to jail, so I know about but I was crammed in this wee bus, man, and just knowing I was going to jail, I was just pure raging, man. And it was like,
it anger? Like, see, because I'm always curious, because like I'm always wondering. See, obviously you are. So what was it that they actually got you for? Was it like
it was fighting? It was fighting. It was it was a serious assault.
It was a serious assault. So you see at that time, obviously, you know in your head there's always a chance of that happening because of what you're doing. So see when you get the jail and you know you're gone there and whatever, are you angry at the situation? Are you angry at yourself for doing it? Or are you like, is it 100 different emotions are going through your head?
Do you know what? I don't know. At that time I think obviously I'd spent like a night over in the jail, so I was thinking all that was on my mind is fucking, I hope I don't get to jail. And then once I realised I was getting to jail, don't get me wrong, at first I can tell you about my first experience, because I hadn't been in it first. So my first experience, my week remand, I was just, I don't know, it's weird. I was angry, but at the same time I was curious. Because I remember for ages, when I was a wee guy, like teenager, like I was always thinking, what does that cell look like? Do you know what I mean? What does London Road look like even? What does like a police station cell look like? And then I remember Screws always saying, don't worry about it. You will see the inside of one of them one day, do you know what I mean? So at the same time, I was annoyed. I was like, I don't want to tell, how am I going to tell my dad? How am I going to tell everybody? Fucking all these emotions are running through my head.
Thoughts.
I'm fuming, I'm raging.
What age were you about then?
My first remand deployment, I was 17 because I never went to the over 18. So I went to Blair, I think it was called. So I was 17. So all these emotions are running through my head, but at the same time, I don't know how to explain it, mate, because I kind of knew I was going to go in for a week remand. I was just hoping I was, to be fair, mate. So it's like, I kind of knew I was going to go in, but I wasn't scared, but I was curious and I was angry at the same time. But I don't know, by the time I'd go there, I was just like amping myself up, hyping myself up, like get myself in a headspace where like,
you can deal with.
No time to, it's happening. Fuck all the bullshit, fuck everything else.
It's done now.
This is your life now, do you know what I mean? So just move on and get in with it. So once I'm in there, man, the smell, mate, the smell that hit me, it was a mad weird smell. I don't know if it's like bleach with sweat or something, but it was a mad smell that hit me in there, man.
Like, can I stale?
I was like, oh, what, man? And then it's like, you put you in one box, it's like, they take you out the cuffs, and then they move you in, put you on like a height thing, and then you get a 40, and then they move you into a box, it's called Doug Boxes, they move you into that box, and then you're just sitting there, and you don't even know, like, you don't want to ask anything because you know where you're going. Do you know what I mean? You're in here now, so it's like, they just open the door, give you a cheese piece and milk, and then they'll say like, oh, we'll be back in a minute.
That's a come up.
And then that's it. You're just sat there. You're just sat there with your thoughts. But see, to be fair, when I was in there, first thing that was on my head was just, whose main cheese are here? I don't know what it was. I'm
just looking for scheme names.
So I'm looking for like all these schemes and all these people that I know, try to like figure out, am I going to be fighting in here? Because my mind was already fucking hanging like other things, like what's going to happen, do you know what I mean? So I'm looking at all these mentions, looking at the years and trying to figure out who, do you know what I mean?
Is that YS or YT?
But see, once I go into the actual hall, it kind of, I don't know how to explain it, mate. There was nothing scary about it. I got in late, obviously I got in about 7, so I wake up. I remember my first day waking up, and I hear that I'm in my cell and I hear cunts arguing at the windies. My first night there, and a boy for the gobbles. I feel named to have them.
Don't believe that.
A boy for the gobbles anyway, mate. My first night, right? My first night, I hear him arguing with a cunt at the windy. And every cunt's egging it on. This is like the under 18s hall, so it's like everybody loves this shit in the under 18s hall. It's like bravado, who's bigger and tougher.
It's a pure crazy age to have a bunch of people walk in.
So it's like, so I hear the first voice I hear is like a London voice, like, yo, what are you saying, bruv? What are you saying, you fucking dickhead? And the other cunt's going, what, you fucking black bastard? Really? He was going in, mate. He was going in. And he was like, you ain't come out after I'm for the gobbles. And I was like, I'm for counting, I think, at a point. And I was like, makes sense why he's going to talk like that, man. And obviously he's shouting, you fucking nigga, that's sad in S, right? I'm like, what? And the cunt, so obviously his cell must have been there. And obviously the London boys' cells, like, so I was sandwiched in the middle. I could hear them like screaming at each other. And it was like, wait till the morning, you fucking dickhead. I'm going to get you, bruv. I'm going to get you. And I forgot all about it. I forgot all about it.
Just went to bed.
Just the arguing stopped about 11 o'clock. Family Guy on BBC 3. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, man, that
when it was, mate.
That'll make you forget about anything, mate. That Family Guy 11 PM slot, mate.
BBC 3 at like midnight, it's like the best ever, mate.
It used to be like a pure teenage paradise, mate. When a wee guy just all the things he watching.
2 crisps or something.
Aye, mate.
What's that called? 2 pints and a packet of crisps.
It's so good.
Legend. 2 pints of lager and a packet of crisps.
That is it.
My first night, I watch Family Guy, wake up, and then it's like breakfast, and then I woke up and that boy's standing there for London. He stood there, he's just stood there, and then obviously he stood there, but my door gets opened, the next door gets opened, but the breakfast trolley's still coming down. So obviously everybody's standing out at the door, and just as like I go to stretch, he just comes flying by me, and he goes, who's a nigger now, you fucking dick? Boom, boom, just smack, bro. He's caving him, man. He's caving him, just pure smashing him. And a whistle goes off, and everybody's pure running up. All the screws are pure running up. Man, he's like, what, smashing him? And I was like, fuck me, man, welcome to jail.
Oh my God,
bro. I was like, man, I need to stay on my toes in here, man, because I just forgot, do you know what I mean? I was just woke up.
I forgot where you were, eh?
Angry at this. I was just woke up pure raging. Like, fuck's sake, and then within a flash, mate. Obviously, see, you know that I think about it in retrospect, right? everybody around me, his eyes were looking towards where we, because they've been in jail for ages, so they knew that wasn't a daft argument. They're fighting in the morning. Do you know what I mean? So
you're just that's all forgotten. Shake hands more at breakfast.
Kicked off like that, mate. They were kicking at. He was smashing his head on, man.
He must have been sitting in his cell all night, like,
patiently waiting.
He was patiently waiting. I'm going to fucking kick that
It gets like that, bro. It gets like that. It happened to me no long after it. And that under 18, so it was all cushy, but like. But one thing I will say, there was no fags in that hole, right? So nobody could smoke. Because obviously in the over 18s hole, it was at the time where obviously you could smoke. So like, mate, half of these cunts were just pure irritated. They couldn't smoke at all. And the cunts pure irritable, do you know what I mean? So it's like fucking cunts are getting fags and then tapping fags and then, oh, I want 2 back and nobody's paying it. Because how can you give 2 back when you don't even go any anyway? You can't even order them when you're canteen. So it was like a pure. I remember like for a week straight in Pullman, mate. Pool queues were just getting wrapped half nuts for a solid week, mate. Just every day we were going out, and the end, every cunt ended up saying that if I got a fight, like wait till the end of exercise, because they're like, if you fought at the start.
Nobody's getting it.
So, mate, I remember for a week straight, mate, pool cues just got wrapped every single night, mate.
I said, name our pool.
Mate, no, that's what I'm about to say. Eventually, a letter went under the door. Fucking, mate, I'm remembering this now. Vivid. I've not even spoken about jail in ages. I remember fucking a letter went under the door asking, like, fucking, what other thing could we do instead of putting everybody's like nothing? Do you know what I mean? Like,
we need more cues.
You know what I mean, mate? Because they were raging, but that was under 18s all. But it's weird, but see, after I turned like, the only time I was fighting in that under 18, I fought twice in the jail, but in the under 18s all, it was like something to do with what happened outside. Like it was a square goal, like just scheme shit, and then I ended up fighting with a boy inside. But after I turned 18, it's like all the fights that were going off in the under 18s all. There wasn't as many. There was never as many.
It calmed down a wee bit,
don't get me wrong, mate. It was still bravado. Like, Pullman is a weird jail. It's like, for every hall, there's one person that's basically running shit. And it's like, there's always a wee flock around them. There's always a wee flock. And it's weird because, like, most of the time I was running man, so they could be there for about 3 months. And then, boom, they would leave. And somebody else would come. And then they'd flock around him because obviously he might have been in the jail before or he's known or whatever.
It's all just like, and the cunts that are following him, it's obviously so they can be like, right, if anything happens to me, this cunt's got my back, so no cunt will mess about me.
I remember when it all clicked. I remember in there because obviously it got to a point. I turned 18. I started selling tobacco. Like you sell a half, you get 2 back. Do you know what I mean? And I remember one cunt didn't pay me, mate, and I was just sitting there thinking, I'm going to have to.
I'm going to need to.
Do you know what I mean? It's like there is no other choice. And I remember somebody.
I'm going to telling you.
And I was like, I'm going to need to fix it.
He's not paying me for my
legal
tobacco.
Didn't even want it. He done it pure wee sneakies thing. I remember he was like, "No, don't worry, mate. My man's coming up to a visit to get it, right?" So we go to a visit and blah blah. And then his ma waves at me on the way out, and I'm like, "Yes." So obviously he's paying my money now. I get back and he's like, "It doesn't come until Monday." Monday comes, mate, nothing's there. Man's fucking sneaky wee old cow. They only ready to pay me, so I was like, "Fuck it, mate. I'm taking your square, I'm smashing you, mate." And then fucking at night, the wee cunt starts shouting in the hall. He's like, he said he's doing me. He's like, "What? You better not be doing me, Chrissy, mate. You're getting terrorised." Bro, the full hall turned on me and sends me. They're like, "You got detection, you fucking dafty." And I was like, "So am I, you fucking bad exercise." Bro, I was going to ask my nut, mate. I was like 18 at the time, full of bravado and spunk bravado, mate. I was like, every cunt, mate, anybody that wants it, exercise, anybody, I'm just screaming at pure volley my door, mate. And that was the full talk all night, mate. Everybody's fucking talking about, I heard the boy, mate, and it ended up, the boy that bumped me, he ended up not wanting to fight, and it ended up being another cunt 2 doors down for me for Edinburgh called Joe. And he was like, "No, I'll take your fucking square goal. I'll take your fucking square goal."
Just a cunt up for it.
So I was like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't even care. I'm just going to exercise because I've took some amount of, mate. I ended up having to put my telly loud, man, because I was just arguing all night, mate. Cunts are upstairs.
BBC Free Zone, Family Guy, fucking shit. I'll argue with him on it. Family Guy, and then forget about it.
Cunts are upstairs going, "Aye, right, Joe, I heard the Bulldogs, he's got to be swinging on jungle vines, smashing your head in." I was like, bro, I was like, just get myself piped up for it, right? 2 jumpers on the radiator and that, just in case I get grabbed, bro. And then come in the morning, right, all these people are coming out to smash me. That's when I realised Pullman's like, it's all cliche, it's all wee groups and
cliques and
cliques, aye. So it's like, morning comes, there was about 20 people at these windows shouting all the abuse about, oh, you better go to protection, this and that. And I was like, mate, you cunts don't even want to fight, man. So come morning now, mate, I storm out the Gaff because I was the last at the end of the row, so I was always first out. I storm out, mate. And I'm at the gate, mate. I'll go first into the gate. I'm looking at everybody, and I was like, I'm going to get it down here, but fuck it, man. I need to, mate. I need to.
There's actually nail that, see, like, if that happens to you in there,
there's no choice.
Then, if you don't do it, and you're then the dafty.
Aye, mate, there's no choice. So I was like, right, sound. So then the boy that I ended up arguing, Joe, he comes out, and then half of everybody, mate, only about 4 or 5 cunts in total come out for exercise, right? And I'm like, where the fuck is every cunt that's meant to be doing me? So I was like, alright, sound as. So then we got, like, there used to be 2 halls, one on this side, one on that side. Another boy come, so they're coming out the other hall, right? But I was sound with these boys for Tottenham. See that boy that I was telling you about, he smashed that cunt? Like, it's for the gobbles, but I didn't like gobbles, so I ended up sounding with him anyway. But his cousin was over in the other hall, and he was meant to be fighting with another cunt that was in my hall. And he was like, what's going on? Why is everybody moving fucking frantic? And I was like, bro, I'm fighting with all these cunts. And he's like, what? Nah, bruv, no, you ain't fighting. No, and he pulled out a wee fucking, like, basically a plastic knife that's been sharpened to fucking hell, mate, that cut you open, mate. And he pulled that out, and he was like, nah, bro, I'm backing you. And I was, in my face, I was like, cool. In my head, I was like, yeah.
You're tired of that.
He's buying me up, so we get it. Bro, these screws knew it was going to happen. They knew, mate. We get outside now, right? And fucking everybody's storming there at the pitch. There's like a football pitch. We used to walk about like 7 aside. Everybody's storming there, right? And obviously everybody's like, so who's doing him? Who's jumping him? And then that boy Shannon goes, nah, nobody's getting it cracking, fam. Only Joe and him. And I was like, cool. So then everybody's walking up the pitch, but as we get up to the top of the pitch, mate, the screw knew it was going to happen anyway for the get-go, mate, and he's one of the tough screws who loved a fight, mate. So as we get up to the top of this fucking pitch, mate, everybody basically surrounds this goal, mate. So it's like a half a circle. So the two start fighting, mate, while throwing digs at each other, and then he grabs me and spears me into the pool. So basically, like, he had, you know, it's like jumpers. So I just put like his jumper, he'd speared me like into the pool. I just put his jumper on my head and I just started punching him. Need him into the fucking into the goal. We go up, started swinging again. But the screws seen this, mate. This has been like, you know what a fight's like? This has been like 2 minutes now. Fights don't go on for 2 minutes. You know what I mean, mate? They're usually done or split up some days, but nobody's got to split a fight on the gym. This screws walking up slow as fuck. The two of us are still going for it. I remember he got his horn like caught in, like, see the net? The goal, he got his horn caught in the net, mate, and I just started grabbing him and punching him, bro. But the screw ended up fucking. So the two of us are like just like.
And he fucked to be with 5 minutes.
He's fucked me, I was like, you that way. And then every cunts like, man, Joe, man, imagine getting smashed off at me after saying that, bro. I remember hanging my head like, yes, man, I had to do that. So what happens, right? That Joe, the two of us get struck off like fucking hotelies and all that shit. We go down to the Seg, we go down to Digger, it's called. We go down to Digger for a couple of days. I come back, he's been moved out of jail, so I ended up getting all my stuff back. But I'm still in the same hall, and he's no. And our other boys know, because he got it as well. The original boy that fucking burned me. So he got it as well. So now it's just me and half of these cunts that were saying they were going to smash me. So I go up to the dinner plate. It was like, off, man, didn't think you'd smash him, bro. And I was like, sat all eye, and I was like, sound. And everybody's just acting normal, bro. Everybody,
as if it's casual.
Mate, everybody, because I remember voices, man. So in my head, I'm like, still need to get him. Do you know what I mean? But I remember, but obviously, everybody's acting normal now. And that's when I remember sitting down eating these mad fucking fish and mad peas, mad shit. I remember sitting down, mate, just like that. This is like school or something. This is like school. I remember
bitches, mate. This is like all the most mental cunts of school just get put into one big school.
It was like, it was weird. Half of the cunts from my school face. When I got papped out of Mungo with a Springburn, half of the Springburn were there, half of the postal. It was not a postal, but half of the postal were not in jail. So it was like half of the people I knew for school. But I remember thinking, nah, man, this isn't for me, man.
So how long are you in there before you get out? And see when you're in there, are you thinking, I can't wait to get out to take this music king further?
I'm literally counting days. Like, obviously there's a thing, like, see when you get a fully committal, it's 4 months, right? But I think it's like 80 days. If you don't get served your indictment in 80 days, you walk. They've got 80 days to serve your indictment or you walk, right? So I've got like a bit of paper on the wall where, like, you know how you write 1, 2, 3, 4 and then strike your 5? Bro, every single day I've got a fucking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm striking every single day, and I'm praying, mate. Obviously, my family's Christian, I'm Christian. You know what I mean? I'm praying like mad in there, man. And I'm praying. I'm like, God, please get me out of this. Please get me out of this. So, for like the first 80 days are coming up, it gets to like 77 days, bro. I couldn't even really sleep these last 3 days. I know it's stupid. I know, obviously, because it can always extend your fully committal, but at this point, fucking, I was just hoping. So it's like, come the 77th day, I remember one of the screws going, you got 3 days to get your indictment served, do you know that? And I was like, oh dear. Man, I knew that shit. I knew that shit. I was getting every minute and every hour, fuck's sake, man.
Oh, aye, fuck, aye.
I was right.
What did I get you?
So come the 79th night, no even
transfer
morning,
deadline
70, aye, transfer deadline, mate. I let it go, like, because we had rec from 8 till 9, I think it was 8 till 9, and then that's who's looked up and you go for the good. And just as, obviously, that's when the mail used to come. Obviously, it's weird how the mail used to come at that time, give you something for your thought at night, innit? But that's when the mail used to come, and they were like, Oakland bad's that, and it wasn't a normal, it was big, man. I was like, because in my head, I'm like, you've made it, you're waking up in the morning, you're getting it, you've done it, they're not indicting you, boom, man. And then I started thinking, that indictment's probably been here a week. They probably just held that. That's why you said that, bro. I ended up, don't get me wrong, obviously, eventually, I get to trial, and my lawyer's like, see, if you just plead to this, you've done 5 months on remand, they're looking to give you something like, I think it was 6 months or something with a back data and this, that and the rest for a guilty plea. No, I think it was 8 months for a back data and a guilty plea. So they're looking to just plead to this and get it. But I was still young at the time, mate, when my head was, I don't want this in my convictions, but man, I don't. But obviously I just wanted to go to jail, so plea, get it, man. And that was me back to life.
See when you come out there, is that like, because obviously free Oakland and that, was that
Free Oakland before?
Aye, so that was the first time when you were
no, that's when my fully committal.
Right.
I was doing a remand, but I ended up, obviously, at the end of the remand, I got my trial, and then I got a back date. I got a sentence, but I got it at the time.
Right.
But obviously, Free Oakland is in there, and I just kept hearing, like, see when cunts were coming in, because I was in the jail with Brad and Wazo. I remember they were the first people to say about it, because don't get me, they were always sorted in there. They always had phones and this. They didn't know anyway, so I can see it. Fuck it. But they were always, especially in that under 18s hall, mate, they ran it. Do you know what I mean? They ran that under therefore without a shadow. Mate, one of the things I was saying, right? One of the things I said, like, Wazo was a cool composer. I remember once, right? Fucking, I was at the pool tables, we're all at the pool tables, there's all different pool tables, right? And the upstairs used to come out later. I remember Brad just walks down, right? And he just walks into somebody's pool table. And he goes, come on, boys, you know this is my pool table, man. And took a cue, and then moved it. And I remember just sat there looking at me, my cousin Laser were looking like, what? He just moved him like that?
He's no big either, you know what I mean? So you were
doing... He just moved him like that.
That's wild.
And I'm looking about me, and Wazo, obviously, it's under 18s, ho, innit? Obviously, and fucking Wazo's just in the back, just going, I just feel I see when he was skinny and fucking had big heels and that, man. He's ripping now, but man, bulging.
So you're in the jail, you get out, and like, have your tunes been getting bigger as you've been in the jail?
No, mate. I hadn't released any.
But like,
because I'm talking about my first remand, so this is Tiny and Alan's. They went to the studio that I was supposed to go to. They've made Free Oakland and they've used one of my lyrics. And before that, it was just like unrecorded tunes, like either BlackBerry voice notes or videos that had been put on, and they were still getting a lot of plays. Do you know what I mean? So after that, I recorded a tune called Summer Dreams. After that, I recorded Summer Dreams, and I used all the lyrics that I wrote in jail, and bro, it went. Mate, I remember having my eyes on the SoundCloud consistently and no take my eyes off. It was like 1,000. Just gone up, mate, and then seeing obviously Snapchat stories. Fucking, it was in, everybody used to use Snapchat at the point, man. Snapchat stories, Facebook. It wasn't no Facebook story, but Facebook posts constantly with that tune. Every scheme just fucking posting the lyrics, bro. I was like, nah, I'm on to something.
That was the tune, bro. Like, see, like that just encapsulates like pure me growing up at around about. What age are you?
Right now I'm 27.
See, I'm 27, right? So we're the same age. So you would have been the same age as me when you were making them, and I remember just being in Gaffs, and that was the tune. See when cunts put that on, you're like, yes, man.
Aye,
Summer Dreams, it was just like perfect. But I wanted to ask you about like now. Obviously, you were growing up listening to rap, but then you were like, sort of like, right, I can rap, but I want to do MCing. See, it's like it's went on through like new drills, a pure massive thing, and it's like that's the thing everybody just almost starts on. Like, see all the wee guys that are doing what you done, putting all their tunes on SoundCloud and getting a lot of views and that plays. They're all going with drill. So like, were you ever wondering like, am I always going to MC, or am I going to try and go something different? Or
nah, I remember I had a plan. I always had a plan. I was always writing raps. I was always recording raps and stuff. Obviously, Tiny was the reason. Before Tiny, I was recording my raps. And I've got I had a mixtape and shit online when I was a wee guy on like my mixtapes and that piff and shit like that. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I was always doing shit like that. But obviously, I knew that the wave that was going on with MCs was uncontrollable, mate. Everybody was MCing. Every scheme had their designated MC. Mary Hill had their own MC. Like Poso had their own MCs. Like Springbok. Every scheme. Do you know what I mean? Gobbles, Calton, fucking every scheme had their own MC. I was like, this is like wildfire, you know. And obviously in Scotland we're at the top of it, so we need to keep, we're getting the most plays, so we must be at the top. So we need to keep our foot, I need to keep my foot on every cunt's neck. That's the way me and Tiny looked at it, and Alan, I know. So it's like we weren't getting shows, but at this point now SoundCloud has started paying you. So the plays were starting to convert into like 300, 400 a month, and I promise you, bro, and that's the point when I was like, nah, we've got to go in for
it's monetizable.
This isn't just for a wee bit of fucking clout
hobby,
or, do you know what I mean? A wee bit of clout on Facebook or a few hundred likes anymore. This is money. This is money in my pocket. The more plays I get, the more money I get. So the better lyrics I've got, the better the beat is. Do you know what I mean? So that's how we go
and all
into
that. Like,
well, it's like the better production, I know. So that's how, as soon as the money came in, that's how we stuck with that. But eventually I knew that as much as I love MCing, as much as there's a ceiling to it. There's a ceiling.
Because I feel like the audience for like drilling that, like, I suppose in
not
like
even drill, rap in general. Rap can make you untold millions of pounds.
But see, for MCing, but like there's only a certain, there is, as you say, there's like a ceiling with that. Whereas like if you go into more rap as you did,
don't get me wrong,
it kind of opens up another audience and all that.
Don't get me wrong, like obviously there's like, I feel like, I've always said this, I feel like Makina is in the infant stage where rap was. See, like early 70s when rap was starting, late early 80s, 70s when rap was starting in New York. The DJ was the main attraction, so you'd go and see the DJ, and then the rappers would come and just rap over the beat, and the DJ would pick the beats. That is like Makina, but slowly but surely, since like MC started getting more popular, you know, like me and Tiny with our pictures on the posters, like, see when we started doing that, MCs for Newcastle in England, that they were like, what the fuck, they'd plaster in their faces there, you know, I meant to do that, like, because there's a way to do it, there's a way they've all done it where everybody's on the lineup built up the same, but we were like, nah, we're the main attraction, no, the DJs aren't the main attraction anymore. So I feel like, so you'll no get MCs, like Makina MCs dropping mixtapes and dropping albums, because that is what took rap at its infant stage. MC started making their own albums and selling them. Same with grime, they were all sets like Makina, and then they started breaking off and making their own wee albums and selling them. But with Makina, me and Lugsy's the only people that have done it. A Makina album, a Makina tape, do you know what I mean? So like, it's still at its infant stage, so don't get me wrong, as far as right now there's a ceiling, but if somebody can break out properly and properly break out.
Cheers. Before this starts, mate, do you want a beer?
No, if it's one of the fucking the rubbish supermarket normal beers. Hate them.
It's from Beer 52, it's beers from all around the world, and they send them out to you, and they're from all around the world.
Different types of beers?
All different kinds, dark beers and stouts and
IPAs?
Lager and IPA. Do you want one?
I'll take one of those.
Okay. Troops were delighted to have Beer 52 back on board with us, and they're still offering you a free case of 8 new and exclusive beers. All you need to do is go to www.beer52.com/gaff, that's GAFF, and cover the postage cost of $6.95, and you're going to get those 8 beers delivered right to your door. They're from all around the world. They've got dark beer, stout, IPAs, lager. So if you're in love with the beer, there's only one way to go, and that's Beer 52. You can sign up and cancel at any time. That's 8 free beers delivered to your door for free. Just cover that postage cost. You can also learn about the beers. They deliver you a wee magazine as well and some snacks to have with your beers. It's delightful. I was actually signed up for it like 2 weeks before they came back on board with. So this is something we actually use. All the beers are delicious. I've never had a bad one from it. So sign up today. That's www.beer52.com/gaff to claim your free case of insanely good beers now. That's beer52.com/GAFF.
What's that, mate?
That's Australian Pale Ale, mate. What did you think of that?
That was flavourful and hoppy and everything I watched and delicious, and it was a really refreshing beverage.
Troops, we've got an announcement. We are now offering a 7-day free trial on our half B tier over at our Patreon. So that means you'll get access to the end of the episode. When you hear us switching over to Patreon at the end, that means you'll get access to all of those episodes. So why not give it a go? 7-day free trial. You can go right through our archive of every bonus Patreon episode we've done. We've even got a few episodes that are just bonus episodes that we chucked in for that tier at random times. So you'll have so much to watch through. Give it a try. It's 1 week. You'll not be charged. Cancel it before the end if you don't want to be charged. But it's £3 a month. So it's up to yourself. Obviously, we've got our other tiers, a blue flavour boy tier. With that, obviously, you get all the extended episodes, but you also get a bonus episode each month. You get access to the Discord server. You get to ask questions for guests and us. We've also got the On It Till Tuesday tier, where you get 2 bonus episodes every month. You also get early access to all the episodes, and you get 10% off merch. And then, obviously, you get everything else that we've mentioned previously. And then our biggest tier, the GOAT tier, the daddies. You get to request an episode. It can be anything really within reason, unless you want us to like strip off. We can discuss a price about that. But for £20 a month, you can request an episode. It can be anything. It can be a conspiracy theory, a watch along, anything you can think of. You get 20% off merch, plus everything mentioned in all the other tiers. So yes, get on it, troops. www.patreon.com/Reilly's Gaff.
Like Shaq, he was Nana McKenna for ages, and then he knew that opportunity was coming in, he was going to get signed and stuff like that, so boom, he just took it. But I feel like there's a ceiling, and obviously that's why I've always kept doing rap, because look, like what rap ended up on Rap Game. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly,
because there's so much more things you can do. But with McKenna, you can keep doing shows, you can keep doing festivals, you can keep selling out tickets, you can keep making money online with streaming and stuff like that, but that's as far as it goes.
Aye, it's almost like
until somebody.
Don't get me wrong, I love it, mate. I love McKenna, mate. Like, see when I done PRTY Fest and that big PRTY Fest, and then we done the party in SWG3 in that massive room in front of all they think, bro. I love that shit. That's what I live for.
Being on that stage,
and smashing it, mate. Ever since fucking, I've been doing talent shows since I was a wee baby. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why I've been doing them since I was like 6, 7.
Just like you, just like that feeling of being in front of everybody. This is what I can do.
Entertain everybody. Do you know what I mean? So it's like doing that. Don't get me wrong, I love it, mate. I live for it, but I feel like there's a ceiling.
You want more for it.
See, for like live performances, MCing must be like one of the best like genres of rap.
Definitely, because they scream. Every answer, they love it, man. They love it. They do, man. They do.
It's almost like with MCing, but as you're saying, it's like you can sell out venues, but the venues don't get. Apart from the exception of you doing like the party stuff, the venues don't get pure bigger and double in size. Nah, it's just like they don't like you're not going in, and then the next one you go into is like double the amount of people and double and double. It's almost like it's always the same crowd, but they love it.
The best thing about it, I think, see, like for me and Tiny, away days we call them, touring. So when we go like to anywhere, just anywhere, even Ayr, Kilmarnock, just anywhere that's outside of Glasgow, just fucking Stirling, anywhere, just anywhere, Newcastle, fucking.
The cunts pure love
South
you,
Shields,
just, like if cunts.
Bro, it's like I feel like for the MC wave, they don't really get to go to many making of things. So see when like places outside of Glasgow, like Saltcoats and things like that, and I can't even think of the top of my head, but it's been like Edinburgh,
Falkirk and shit like that,
places like that. So see when you go and do a show there, it's like they always turn out, mate. They always turn out, mate, because they hardly get any shows there, so they always turn out.
So they appreciate when you come there. It's like
even with the unders, because Lugsy found his A&B niche right now, where it's like he started doing unders all over the place. Because remember, ages ago, you used to get like dance energy and
I remember it well.
So it's like Reilly.
We're gonna have a real good time. Don't you worry, we're gonna have a real good night.
So it's like there's always like a space in the market for that. So he's obviously been smashing all the unders. I've been doing some with him and all. So there's always like a space in the market. But for me, it's like I feel hip hop is tried and tested. So no matter if it's drill, rap, grime, drill, rap, grime, whatever, it's been tried and tested, and there's millions upon millions you can make. Half of these rappers make millions investing in dip. Do you know what I mean?
Well, mate, as you were saying there, like, it was the rapping that got you onto Rap Game UK, which I watched. I watched it. I think I was still in Vietnam at the time. I was watching it on BBC iPlayer. I was fucking because it was so funny, mate. And I always look for when Scottish people, because I knew of you, so I was like, I'll fucking watch it, man. TV's on it, and I was watching it, and it's always a thing where Scottish people always go into competitions that are like a UK thing, where like a sort of not a disadvantage, but it's almost like every country it's been like, ah, my Scottish cunt here, you know what I mean? So I was curious to see how confident you'd be, but mate, for the word go, you're like, fucking winning this thing.
That's quite Henry covered it, mate. None of these comes from my level.
I remember.
Fucking be humble for a minute.
I mind watching it and thinking, like, see when it was like stuff like that when Oakzy was, and I was just like, wait till you actually hear him.
I just wait.
Mate, see with Rap Game, I felt like, see the cunts that came before me for Scotland, I felt like they might have struggled a bit because don't get me wrong, obviously I've got a strong Glaswegian accent, but I grew up in a household where, like, I stayed in England, do you know what I mean? I stayed in England before, so it's like I grew up in a household where everybody spoke either in an African language or in an English accent. Do you know what I mean? So it's like I always spoke with an English accent. So even when I was coming out and speaking all my Glaswegian slang, as rough as it sounds, do you know what I mean? As soon as I go back, because I'd go back my house and I'd say green instead of green, and my dad would hate that. So it'd go to a point he'd always be shouting at me and arguing. So my accent could change. So I felt like when I went on to the Rap Game, I knew I wouldn't have struggled as much, because it's like with some people that when they're just speaking the way that they always speak to you, and they're trying to tone it down, and you can't understand, and they can't understand you, it's annoying. So I knew, like, if I really need to get through to somebody, I'll just change my accent completely. Because it was there was some points, right?
Receipts for it, mate. You lived there and that, like your family.
There was some points that were doing my nothing. Like, don't get me wrong, every time the camera was on me, every time the cameras were on, I was writing what I'm on and who I'm on and where I'm fed, you know what I mean? But there was some points where I'd been in the background and like I was like, oh man, get me a can out of there. Right? Like, and somebody be like, you what? And I was like, right, get me a can. I was like, can you get me a fucking can? Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? It was good, man. It was a weird experience. But I remember I said the word cunt, right? I remember I said the word cunt.
As we do.
I've been swearing on this show for about 3 weeks now, solid, right? I've been swearing on this show for fucking about 3 weeks. And I've said everything. I've said this, that, cunt, nigger, blah, blah, blah. So, mate, it's playing out everything. Do you know what I mean?
No.
And then the minute I said cunt, it was like, camera's ass, like, please, you can't say that. You can't speak. And then I was like, What did I say? But in my head, mate, I'm like, mate, cunt is that? Cunt,
No, for us, cunt's not even that bad for us. Cunt's like bomber, mate.
I was like, mate, I grew up in primary and the teacher would say, hey, Oakland, see you next Tuesday. Do you know what I mean, mate?
Mate, cunt's like punctuation or something, innit?
Mate, cunt's like fucking a comma, mate. I swear to God. I was sat there confused, right? I was sat there confused and I was like, is it because I said nigger? And she, obviously, because and then she was like, no, you can't say cunt. And I was like, what? Mate, London or so. I was like,
it's
cunt
weird,
is a bad word to use.
I know, talk about stabbing cunts and that, but you go cunt, I'm like, oh no, that was too much.
Mate, even in Newcastle and that, they say cunt all the time. So I
think it's that a northern thing. It's not as bad. But then,
they love it in Australia, mate.
Can't
take a drink there.
That is weird. It's very normal.
Oh, we can't.
Here in Australia, it's like two normal places.
The two best cunts in the world, mate.
American that like that. Oh my god,
would you say that? There was shootings there, man.
But mate, I remember, mate, I couldn't stop laughing. I used to get in Vietnam, I used to buy Cambodian weed, right? And it was like, mate, that's the worst weed you've ever seen. But you used to get like a half ounce it for like £14. And it was all mate, exactly, right? So I used to a wee guy,
business,
a wee 60-year-old guy used to come drop it off in a moped and an envelope and give me it, right? So I remember just sitting one night, plastered, mate, sitting watching it, and it was like the disc one, like you had to. I wasn't at a desk, but you know what I mean? You had to clap. And you didn't have, mate.
I was like, that's why you're not doing it proper, because you've been sleeping with what? You've been sleeping with, I can't mind, but sleeping with Pocket.
Who was the guy? Who was the guy?
There was K Dizzy and K Rico.
K Rico, I think it was him.
That was, but obviously, basically, he was, mate, they were obviously fucking about in that gaff, right?
Were they? Aye.
And obviously, listen, what happened to that? They were obviously fucking about in that gaff, and then obviously, I remember I ended up fucking having to go to the hospital. Something happened to me. And I remember, I think it was my arm or something. So I went to the hospital, got scanned. And then because it was COVID times, I had to now go to a room and sit in my cell for an hour. Not an hour, a week. So they gave me a room for an hour, right? Mate, bearing in mind, this is like, obviously, bearing in mind, fucking, everybody's got all their own rooms. Two lassies were supposed to be in the same room. So now I get back to my room, man, and fucking the two beds are put together. Pure, like, dark fucking
moist
film.
mattress, man.
Film zone in that, man. And I'm like, what is this what you're doing? Mate. And he's like, yo, just 2-6 bro. And I was like, nah, mate, fuck me. I'm only been going like fucking 4 days, but I'm not caught blocking that, so I let him do his thing, right? And left. And I just sat there like that, man. Pure fucking folded, man. Just my ding, just picked my head. And I was like, right, that's it, man. That's a dish sorted. Before I even go in there, that's what my whole concentration was about. Like, how am I going to dish this cunt and that cunt and that cunt? For the minute I met them, for the minute I looked at them, I was looking for deficiencies. I was looking how they look. I was looking at everything, bro, for the minute there. But after that dish one, everybody go, oh, cool, do you know what I mean? But
is if I let out a certain amount of tension, then cunts were like, aye, alright.
But in my head, man, I don't know, mate. I was just like, felt like the lone wolf, mate. I just wanted to win, mate. I didn't really care. Because the last one was a rap battle again. But see, because I said some, what they would call sexist, I was talking about that poker, right? And I was like, how you think you got a dick, this and that.
Aye.
So see that last one, mate, they chopped that to pieces, mate. So see when fucking, because I was like, how the fuck could I came, because obviously, see if I'd won that week, I'd have been 2-2 with Saidu for going into the final for fucking weeks for number 1, right? So then obviously got chopped up and went telly. I was fuming, man.
Did they no sound right in that? Like,
no, mate, I didn't even, mate. Some of my lyrics that were at the end were at the start. I was like, mate, how the fuck have they managed to do that? But they made it sound, I was like, brutal. But obviously, that's things you don't notice with telly, man. But it was a good experience, man. But wow, man, I don't know, man. I don't think I'd do it again. One thing I would say, like, it helps you, it does, obviously. It helps you with writing bars, it helps you with listening out for beats and what kind of beats are for you, and other things like fucking that you might not know thought you could do, like fucking instruments and shit.
A wee bit in education.
Do you know what I mean? It's like a heavy education camp, like, See, I remember thinking at the end, like, I don't even know what I'm doing now, man. Do you know what I mean?
Because you just learn so much shit. You're like,
mate, and see, the thing is, see, while you're on that show, you're at such a high, like, see your social media engagements and that. The bottom half like every day, like, and then even when you get home, because to the people that are watching it, you're there. And they don't know you're home, so it's like it's gone off, and then after that you just kind of hit like so what did I do now? Do you know
how did I capitalise on that sort of thing?
Aye, so obviously I started making videos, dropping videos, doing tunes and that, and then eventually you just realise you're going to go back to your normal life. You're going to go back to your normal life. It's pure X Factor syndrome.
See that Sido, he won it.
He won it, and he never done a penny with it. He never done.
That's what I was going to say. Like, you've never even heard of him since.
Because obviously he said that he started focusing more on his religion. I was like, if you know you were going to do it and get yourself a fuck, because that's
what on that show then.
You know what I mean? So I mean, if you gave me that 20 grand, I'd put it on videos upon videos. Put it to work. No, I mean, put it to work. Put it to features, paid fucking relevant artists in that city. Do you want 2 grand for a feature? Do you want this and that? Mate, I'd put it to
just
work.
Made yourself bigger.
I mean, I just sat there and done nothing with it. But see, to be fair, that wee guy was some. Do you know what won him that? And Matt, he was a good rapper, but do you know what won him that? Because I know what goes on in the background, and the judges only see what they can judge. He was an amazing freestyler.
Right.
He was an amazing freestyler to the point where whatever subject you give him, like I remember sitting with him, right, just rhyming off things that were in the room, just like KFC. You rap about KFC for a solid minute. And then like chair, rap about chair for a solid minute. He could just rap about anything, no matter what.
That's
right?
a crazy
so
skill,
see when you're like, right, you got 6 hours to write bars and meters here and rap about church or something, right? Okay, you get your 6 bars, you get your 6 hours, you come back, you rap, you might fuck it, and then go on, and they've noticed he fucked it there. See when Sido fucked it, he didn't fuck it because he was such a good freestyler. Like, I knew what the 32 bars that were coming because we've all spat them to each other before we went in. We've all been like, oh, listen to me, see if I go through my lyrics, read my lyrics while I spit it to make sure I'm spitting every word. So we know each other's words word for word. So when we're all doing the challenge, everybody's looking and kinda. Mate, they're hoping for you to trip. Right? So because they want to win. So obviously everybody would be like, he tripped. Yeah, and then you'd see everybody's emotions on faces like, oh no, like, because we know what the bars are. But see when he tripped, he picked himself up immediately and just started freestyling.
Could you notice that?
Mate, the judges couldn't notice it. The judges couldn't. Sometimes he did, but he was that good anyway that he could just keep going on subject and keep going until the time was done. So it was like that way that cunts in the back would be envious, man. Myself, I'm not a liar. I'd be like, you little bastard. You're just that wee bit better. Do you know what I mean? It's like, it's weird because if it was like, because of the way I looked at him, I was like, he perfected the way like rap to the way like I do MC, because if it was MC and you asked me MC about it, and I'd do it.
I'd do it. He can rap,
but he can do it like that. He can rap just like that immediately. So I was like, fair play to him.
Fair dues.
Do you know what I mean? When you've got a talent like that, you can't say it's luck. You know what I mean? It's talent.
Obviously, see, it was like Correct and Conan that were like hosting the show and that, right? How much time did you get with him to like talk to them about shit? Did they kind of only turn up when they had to film something, or did you get time to be like, get some advice off them?
Mate, it was they were in the hotel, or they were in different hotels and stuff. They would come give you your assignment, test, stuff, whatever you need to do. It's a challenge, and then they'd fuck off, and then you do your stuff, and then they'd come on judging day.
And that's it, really. It's just,
and it was all on camera.
That's what you realise, see, for things 13.
But don't get me wrong, like on the telly, it'd be like, oh, they've just walked in.
It looks like they're there, sort of thing.
But see, the thing is, they would be come in and we'd be like sitting at like the pool table or something, and they'd be sitting at the table, and we'd be sitting talking to them for like maybe 45 minutes to an hour, and then the cameras and everybody would be like, alright, that's us ready, and then they'd go outside, and then we'd go to the couches, and then it would look like, so we would get to talk to them. And I remember fucking one of the first things I said to that Conan was, mate, because obviously I'd been in Croydon when he was first writing his letter, like because I grew up in Croydon when I was a wee boy. So I'd been in Croydon like when he just started rapping, and obviously my bro, mate, him and my bro were opposites, like Carlton Gobbles, right? So that's how I knew them, right? Because my bro used to hate them, and I used to pure day nothing but bash their music, mate. I loved their music, mate. I swear God, mate. I used to be like, Gypsy, kill a cone, mate. I used to always bash their music, mate. So I remember one of the first times I sat down with him, I remember I spat one of his lyrics where he wrote when he was like 13. Bro, he just came out of YOs, I think he was like 14, and he was like, I used to listen to you back in the day, and I spat one of his lyrics and he was like, what? I was like, nah. I was like, yo, crap, come. I was like, say that lyric again. Say that lyric again. And I said that, mate. He's like, bro, man wrote that when I was 13, you know.
That just sounds exactly
right. I'm like, see, yeah, I remember that, man. And then he gave me sub that week, man. I was like, yeah, scumbag, man. No mind, I was telling you about the lyrics. 13 in that, bro. Come on, man. Just did that, man. Just in jail.
Amazing, mate. But you came third. That's fucking decent.
No, top 3. I came second. Fuck's sake.
Top
3, but that pocket never came first once. I mean, I was first and second. She
never done that because it's like a bird. They wanted a guy in a lass. It's usually like that, innit?
Mate, I came second, man. But
Silver, bro.
Do you ever keep in contact with any of them for that? Nah.
I did for maybe about a couple of years, and then eventually I was like, "You're just a bad memory."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It wasn't a bad. I enjoyed that, man, but see, because I didn't win, I'm a weird and competitive cunt.
It just reminds you of something you didn't win.
I know, mate. Just like that fucking boxing.
Mate, I was literally about to say that,
I think, mate. Nah, mate.
Talk about dodgy decisions,
bro. Let's talk about dodgy decisions, mate. Mate, see that fight, right? Before I head, right, don't get me wrong, proud of Kaz for putting it on, charity and that. That's one thing I wanted to do, because it was for charity and that, don't get me wrong, I sat there thinking, should I do this? Because I'm always in the gym, mate, I'm always training. I train 3 times a week, mate, and I run 5k twice a week, do you know what I mean? 5 or maybe 3 if I'm fucked. I'm always fitness, always in the gym, do you know what I mean? So I was like, you know what? And obviously my trainer's getting his like amateur boxing Scotland licence sorted now because he's moved gym. So I was like, it's fine, Dad, let me get involved in this, man. No, fucking, it's for charity, it's a good thing to do, clean up the image a bit, do you know what I mean, man? Do I always be associated with just fucking Ned culture, right? So I was like, let me get involved. And then obviously my trainer's like, let's do it. So I get there now, right? Trained for ages, mate. My diet strict as fuck, mate. Running like mad, mate. Just fucking psych myself up, jogging, mate. This cunt can't beat me. Boxer cunt, mate. I've been training, I've been in and out of boxing since I was like maybe 15. 15, 14, I've been in and out of boxing, but obviously some years off, and then I'd go back for like 6 months and man. But obviously for the last year and a bit, I was consistent every day for 3 times a week, every day, no, without a day miss except for Christmas, right?
Aye.
So Kaz asks me, and obviously I had a court case coming up, mate, recently, mate, and I ended up beating it. It was there a lot of shit, but I ended up beating it. So I had a court case coming up, and I was like, no, till this case is done, case comes out, I beat it. And then I'm like, right, sound, I'll do it. Right, charity, and then I picked my charity for the NICU in Dundee. Proud of them because my daughter was born 3 months early, and they helped her unbelievably, man. My dad thought she was going to die, do you know what I mean? So I'm like, let's do it for charity. He's like, oh, do you want to fight Adam? He's a kickboxer, this and that. He's fought for years, and I was like, bro, I don't care. Do you know what I mean? I boxed for years. He's a kickboxer. I boxed for years, right? If I use my head, I'll beat him 100%. Come fight night now, mate. I'm so confident, mate. Do you remember before that? Do you remember before that, mate? I'm like, mate, masterclass, mate. Masterclass. Bro, masterclass. So now comes in, right? I've got my boxing head on. The walkout comes in. I'm so confident, mate. Comes in. Well, I get hit with that first punch, and my bravado just kicks in.
You're just like,
I just lost it, mate. And I'm like, I can't let him. I should have done with this. I should have done with this. I trained for this, mate. We literally trained for this constant, pushed in a corner and just heavy, and just slipping and blocking and ducking and diving, moving. We literally trained for it constantly. That's what we trained for. Do you know what I mean? Just in case I got hurt. So then as soon as it happened, I was like,
just
and I heard the screams. I was like, yes, go on, Adam, yes. And I was like, no. So the first thing it is, I just pushed it back, mate. And I just started launching, swinging digs, and my boxing trainer was screaming at me, mate.
We were
going, Oakzy, fucking boxer!
Mate, we were sitting next to him, bro, and he was just screaming, boxer! We don't make comments like that. I think he wants something to box it.
Bro, so now in my head I'm like, So now he split it. The ref split it up, and I'm like,
boys going after it,
mate. So I've got him in it, mate. I've pushed him against the ropes, mate. I'm launching body blows, and then I'm swinging. I punch him. His move guard goes flying out, and I notice his move guard goes flying out, but the ref didn't. So
it's not your job,
in my head, I'm trying to make sure that because he's trying. Show the ref, and I'm trying to make sure the ref doesn't see this, mate. So, mate, I've got this. I've got a video, mate. I've got a video on my phone, bro. I'm literally going side to side to side, hitting this cunt, mate, and he's starting that, boom, 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 hitting him, and I'm swinging like a crazy cunt to the point I step back. And then obviously we start boxing a wee bit. It's still a wee bit crazy. I'm still swinging, and every time I swung, first round, every time I swung, I would leave myself open, and then he would come and try and hit me with two, and I would be jerking instead of moving back. So I noticed what I was doing wrong, and then in the corner, and I was like, what happened? Do you think he took that first round? Because in my head, I thought he took the first round, right? Because when I spar or when I train in good gyms, do you know what I mean? Sometimes I spar with some of the boys down in the Nathaniel's gym and Nightmare gym, and every single person in that gym would be like, oh, him silly, mate, that wee guy I sparred, do you know what I mean? And I have good spars with him. So in my head, so obviously Dago's like, fucking box him. If you box him, you batter him. And he's perfect. He was like, I'm fucking warning you, son. You go in there and you batter him, right? You don't just fucking do it like that. You do it skillfully. This is technical, son. Boxing. He's like, this is boxing. And I'm like, right, sound as right. Second round comes, right. Go watch that second round, mate. That boy did not land a punch, bro. Second round, right. I'm just started boxing. I'm throwing that jab. I'm throwing that jab at him. And every time he came close to me, I either wrapped him up and then pushed him away. That's the way it was going, right? So second round now, it's an easy, clear win for me, right? I walk back to the corner. He's not even he's starting to make up, mate. Dago's starting to get me a cam now, right?
You're boxing him.
You know what I mean? You're boxing him. You know what I mean? I fucking told you, son. He's like, here, spit that out, water. You know what I mean? And I'm like, right, brilliant, right? So then third round was a wee bit closer. The third round was a wee bit closer, but I definitely dominated. Third round was a round that I rocked him because I had him in a corner. I remember I had him in a corner and I was moving my arms. I was trying to hang me like that. And I caught him with the right, and then he wobbled out of the corner, and I tried to get him again, and he's like, do you know what I mean? And in my head, I was thinking at the time, I was thinking, right, you've got the second. You're heavy wobbling in my boot here. Surely. Don't just go in heavy, kill him, do you know what I mean? Just keep going where you're going. Fourth one was a bit more tight. I'd say the fourth one was a bit more tight because he knew he had something to fight for. But I won the last 3 rounds.
We said 3-1. We still won round 1 to him. But even at that first round was still quite even.
The way I ended that round strong, but obviously the way he caught me with the clean punches at the start, and the way I wasn't even tucked up, I was pushing forward. I was trying to move like a bull instead of, do you know what I mean? Then I was pushing him against the ropes. So obviously, the first round, I could have given that first round, but after that,
it's hard to game around.
I was actually quite surprised. We were both on the live stream. Like, oh right, like because we were going. I think this is obviously
Oakzy. We were saying, and then the decision came up. I'm like, Adam put in a good fight. It's not like he didn't do anything, but if you actually scored that with punches and that, it's 3-1. That's it.
Easy. But obviously, mate. And then after that, right, I'm fuming, right, and then this page keeps getting a hold of me, right. This page keeps getting a hold of me, right. But obviously I keep getting, because I'm not really active on TikTok, really. But obviously a few of my pals on, they were obviously keeping me in the loop with everything that's going on, and that because it was basically all TikTokers. So then obviously they're sending me videos. I can't say no, you got robbed, everybody, and I was like, but happy about myself now, right.
Because it's not just like you being biased thinking you won.
It's not just me, right. And then I get a message for a company, Mayhem, right? They're like, oh, would you like to come and do an interview? And I was like, oh, you guys were brilliant. Oh, thanks again, blah, 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 right? And I didn't know who run it, right? So I was like, would you like to come and do an interview? And I was like, oh, brilliant. And he was like, oh, you could even sit down with Adam and talk about how it went and blah, 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 and what's going to happen next time. And I was like, that sounds all right. And then a message came through that was damn or not, and it was something like, oh, don't worry, next time you have more time to prepare, and you done proud of yourself. But and I was like, mate, I won this fucking bitch.
As if you good beat.
I won this, you been condescending or something. And for that minute, right, I was like, I'm patching these cunts, I'm not message, right? And then come to figure out later, right, see the bird that was running that account. She goes out with that wee guy.
I know who you're talking about,
She
bro.
goes out with that wee guy.
Yeah,
and I was like, and the other wee birds that was running that account, that Mayhem agency, the ones that were doing the raffles and the microphones and all the wee birds that were walking out MCing and that. And I was like, so you're telling me I barred that wee cunt 3 rounds to 1 and they wee birds that a day with a show and he goes out well. I'm no on for conspiracy theories, mate, but conspiracy theories, mate.
Yeah, he's the biggest, mate.
Tinfoil hat on.
But see, the thing is, right, obviously, I know Kaz said he's got this new show coming up, so, mate, I was like, Kaz, change the commission to a boxing commission that knows about boxing, not a kickboxing man he's been doing kickboxing his whole life. Change it to a boxing commission. And let's move it. And he was like, alright, and get me a rematch against him. Do you know what I mean?
That's a good rematch.
And he was like, alright, brand new. And then he's asked him, I didn't even think he would that, but I got sent a video, he asked him on live or something, and he was like, it's not happening, Kaz. Told you it's not happening. Nobody wants to see that again. It's the same thing again, Kaz. I'm moving on. I was like, bitch, you're never going to step in the ring.
Tell us in the comments if you want to see that again.
I was like, you're never going to see step in the ring with me again. He's like, give me $5,000, Kaz. He's like,
mate, but see, the thing is, nobody, people want to see that rematch. Matty coming out and asking for a rematch half Higgy if they're getting stoked was a bit mental. But
mate, see, the thing is, see if I fight him again, mate, it will just be 3, 4 and 5 again, but with better boxing. Because I've seen it, I've been under that bright light now. Everybody screaming and shit. Do you know what I mean? I've done it.
Aye.
That
Who else could you box? Who else?
I don't know, mate. I'm ready to go, mate. You know what I mean? I'm in the gym tomorrow.
Send us, tell us in the comments who you want Oakzy to box, but we need to let him go.
Right, Trips, it's been good.
That was amazing, mate. Bro. Honestly, I loved that, mate. That was really good. I'm so glad you came on. We hope you enjoyed it, Trips.
Hope you enjoyed it, Trips.
See you later. Cheers.
Love yous forever.